Hi, everybody. We're back at Conqueror's Mentality. You have your host, Naya. Yes, we're talking about Conqueror's Mentality, your strong friend's new favorite podcast. Today's topic is about timing. And boy, do I have a story for y'all. So stay tuned and we're going to be talking a life update. Let's get into it. I have been through a week. So let's unpack, let's get comfortable. So, starting off this week, Monday, I was in a fight with my electrical company trying to reduce the bill because my usage had went down, but the cost of the bill went up by $250. I know $250 in this economy is actually insane, but it is what it is. We had a conversation and they had admitted that, hey, there was an error on their side, which I do appreciate. Just to come back and say they recognized there was an issue, but they weren't going to change it, and that I was still going to have to eat the cost. Okay, fine. We have that one situation. This weekend, we were supposed to be hanging out with my family and going to a wedding, but unfortunately, that did not happen, and that's okay. My husband got in a little car accident, which everybody's okay. That's the most important, and how the cop basically explained it. He's like, we can replace cars, we cannot replace people. And I agree with that, sir. So we're going to take that perspective on it. But unfortunately, due to those two activities, we weren't able to go out of town. And it made me really sit with the fact that, hey, I could be sit here and be sad that I could hang out with my family and celebrate this amazing occasion. Or I can recognize it as maybe it wasn't my time to spend the time with them this time. And so that's what I chose to do. Whether it's because there was an accident that happened, or maybe I needed rest. Maybe that was the universe's way of telling me I needed a little break. I'm going to take it as either one, right? So, because of that, we're talking about timing and how we can operate in timing, and when is the right time to have conversations, when is time to show up, when is the right time to show up for others versus ourselves. Timing is so crucial. And honestly, y'all, I'm figuring it out myself, but we can have the conversation and hopefully you circle back and give me some advice. As a strong friend, we're so used to having control over the situation, or having control over how we react to situations, that most of the time we don't have a chance to actually feel what we're going through, right? Because we're controlling how people are perceiving us, we're controlling the narrative, we're controlling how we're reacting to the situation. And a lot of the time when life hits us, yeah, it hurts, and it we feel the same feels that everybody else has, but we don't feel like we can take up the space to feel the feels. So, for example, all of those things happen, and I was still focused on going to my cousin's wedding. I was still focused on how people were going to perceive the fact that I didn't show up to that event, instead of actually looking at, hey, now you went through a decent amount of things, and it's quite understandable that you don't have the time, the mental capacity to go and celebrate. And also, let's be honest, you probably won't be the same version of yourself if you did go and celebrate at this current moment in time. So, would that even be of value if you showed up? So, yes, as a strong friend, we do have to most of the time take on emotional weight of relationships and have to solve our own problems. But listen to me when I say this, it's okay. You deserve the space that you're giving everybody else, truthfully, because the space that you're creating is a healthy environment. Now, why aren't you creating that healthy environment for yourself? You should be trying to find ways to not only have everybody else supported, but also support you as well, because you matter. Going back to the challenge from last week, give yourself the love or the attention or the patience that you give others. So yes, I missed out on this opportunity, but I was able to take that time and show it for myself, show it for you guys. Do the podcast, obviously. I was able to rest and really rejuvenate myself. So you got to look at the situation sometimes like that, instead of looking at the misfortune that you missed out on, if that makes sense. So, swinging it back to timing though, right? How is timing a crucial factor when you have conversations? Because most of the time, strong friends, they feel like what they have to say is not as important as what other people are going through. So instead of me addressing something that I have an issue with or something that I have a problem with, I'm going to give you guys time. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait till the proper time to have the conversation because I would like you to show up in the version of yourself that you would like to show up, as well as I would like to show up at the version of myself, right? And so we give people grace. But sometimes us giving people grace backfires because it's either waited too long or on top of that, it wasn't even that serious. And honestly, sometimes they forget about the conversation or the situation that happened because you're waiting for them to recover. And it's not like a recovery kind of situation, unfortunately. It's more of the fact that you need to take up space. The time doesn't matter. You only feel like it matters because you focus on everybody else and how they feel and how they show up and how they're going to react to whatever you're saying. But it's time. It's time for us to take up space in our own relationships and our friendships because we care about these people very hard and we should receive the same thing. We should receive the same love, the same patience, the same understanding. I know sometimes you go through life and you let other people in and you're proud of yourself because you let somebody in into what's going on with you and how you're feeling. And they don't really give you the same attention back. They don't give you the same kind of love or check-ins that you would normally have given them. And you have to recognize that, not to say you did it to yourself, but you kind of did. Unfortunately, you have been the strong friend so much that people don't even think that the obstacles that you run into are real obstacles. They think that you can get over anything and that no one has any issues, or in a sense, nothing can break you down. So whatever they're going through, oh, this is my obstacle. This is the thing that's going to break me. But they haven't realized you went through 17 other things that also could have done the same thing and they didn't show up for. But let's be honest here. You didn't allow them to. As a strong friend, you don't allow your friends to show up for you. And I hate that. I hate that about us because we want people to show up, but we don't feel like we could take up the space for people to show up. It's just but you got to remind yourself of that. You got to remind yourself. So for me, I've been really working on that. I've been really trying to allow people in, but I have to be honest, y'all. I'm like how women think about men. I am that tough on relationships. So you know how sometimes you're in this relationship, this cute relationship, it's so nice, right? And you might meet somebody and you're like, oh, okay, he might have all the green flags, but that little red flag, and you're like, I didn't like that. And some people just leave just straight off of the red flag. Some people leave off of the beige flag, okay? Me, I am like, when it comes to relationships, I'm like, okay, stick with me. I am like one of those like maze boxes, okay? Stick with me. I'm gonna give you a good imagery of how I am in relationships, or really how, I shouldn't say how strong friends are because I can't speak for everybody, but me as a strong friend, this is how I operate, okay? Okay, imagine we're in a maze and I am the rat. Only for this time period, y'all. Okay, so if it's a maze, there is so many different directions when it comes to relationships. We might run into religious things. We might run into conversations about politics. We might run into our conversations about parenting, childhood trauma, things like that, right? Okay, there's so many different things. So that's why it's a maze. And you might run into the first thing. Let's say it's religion. And let's say whoever I am friends with, they are Catholic and I'm Christian. Okay, cool. That doesn't automatically mean that we cut off the relationship. But once I realized that in the conversation, it's not like oh, okay, I support you, you support me. It's more of, it's my way and I believe this and I don't really want to hear what you say. I cut off that portion of the maze. Just like a dupe does not mean I'm not I'm done with this relationship. It just means I'm done with this specific topic with you. And maybe that's not where we go, because different strokes for different folks, different relationships for different things, right? Okay, so we'll keep going, right? We're down this relationship. Okay, politics, maybe we're different on politics. Boom. Okay, cutting off that part of the maze. If I cut off that part of the maze, we could still keep going. We could still make it to relationship heaven or the center of the maze, however you want to put it. We could still make it there, right? So, as we're trying to figure things out and keep going, there might be blockages. There might be still openings. We still have conversations like, oh, girl, I understand this. I understand that. Cool. But for me, once that door is closed, it is no opening that door for me. The door is closed. Now, anything that I have to do, if I have emotional turmoil, if I am going through something difficult, you will never hear about that specific topic because I can't have that conversation with you. I don't feel safe anymore. That part of the maze is cut off from me. And I don't think people realize how limiting that could be. And again, as a strong friend, obstacles are not the same obstacles, right? So I might address an issue and somebody doesn't realize it's a real issue for me. So they might be like, oh, it's a problem. Now we'll get over it. And never realize that I never brought up that topic ever again. I never talked about that topic. I never even wanted to address that topic because I didn't feel safe with you at that moment. And honestly, now thinking about it, this is a healthy way to operate because if I'm shutting down pieces of the maze, right? If I'm shutting down pieces of the maze, you only have a portion of a version of me, which is which is why in relationships they only see a version because they've only seen a portion of the maze. I've cut off all the doors. Wow, I'm loving this. We're realizing it in real time. Okay, basically what I'm saying is because I'm cutting off doors to the maze, when it comes to people, that I'm shutting off portions of myself, portions of my personality. So the person doesn't know the full version of who Naya is because I didn't feel safe conversating about a specific portion of my life. Doesn't mean you're a bad person. Doesn't mean what you said was bad. It just means that you didn't allow me the opportunity to, I don't know, express myself or feel safe in the space. I know I make other people feel safe, but people don't do the same for me. And so even though I might express it and say, hey, I didn't like the way you did that, people still aren't hearing me. And so I'm like, all right, I'm cutting this off. But now you're wondering why I'm not talking about anything when I talk to you. It's because I don't feel safe anymore. Wow. Damn. And the thing is, as a strong friend, you can wow, okay? And it's not intentionally, again, none of this is intentional. You know how many people have talked to me and like, I didn't even realize you were going through this. I didn't realize you were going through that. I don't know. And then the thing that's funny to me is people be like, oh, please tell me about your life. Tell me what's going on. And then I start and then they'll be like, I'm like, okay, do you have any thoughts or no, that's crazy. That's really crazy. And I'm just like, that's my life. that's my life. You ever had so many things happen in a row that somebody's just, I'm just gonna pray. I don't even have an advice. I'm just gonna pray. That's my life. That's literally my life. And that's why I don't say anything to anybody because why would I? I'm just wasting time. Literally wasting time to have a conversation with you just to say you don't. Seriously, that's what people want me to talk about. And I'm like, no, I'm not about to sit here and express myself so you can sit here and be like, I don't know what to do in your situation. We went way off topic, y'all. We went way off topic. But the point of the matter, it all matters on time. You having the conversations with your friends, your family, when you feel uncomfortable or when things just don't sit right with you, and when you're finally ready to speak up for yourself, make sure you consider timing, because while you have just discovered your voice, people haven't discovered that you discovered it yet. So you have to allow them the space to make adjustments to the new version of yourself. You have to allow them the chance to make a change, right? So you can't just go in fiery hot, right? It's not it. It's like, hey, I do recognize that I'm a different person. I do recognize that I have changed. And I want to address this when you have time. But also at the same time, we cannot. Y'all, the barriers, that the boulders that we're holding and the expectations that we're going to continue to hold is insane. People are barely making it as is, and we want to add life to be harder for ourselves. No. There's a time to just be a friend. And sometimes, as the strong friend, you don't recognize when it's your time to transition to just being a friend. Because either you need it or they need it. And there is sometimes you gotta be the strong friend for your strong friend, because they won't let you be that for them. But if you love them, you should try, because this time is hard for everybody. And everybody's like, I'm going through this. I can't show up for them. I'm going through this. I can't show up for them. I can't do this. I can't do that. You can. If he wanted to, he would. That also goes for friends too. But yeah, if they wanted to, they would. It doesn't take much to text somebody once a week and check in. It doesn't take long. It doesn't take long to sign a voice memo. If you really wanted to support your friend and check up on them and show up for them the way they wanted you to, or you felt like you needed to, you can find a way. Now, if you're doing it with 10 friends, whoa. But I'm saying 1 or 2 friends. You can set up 1 or 2 friends, regular check-ins. I know life is crazy, but there is multiple ways of checking in with your friends, and we have too much technology for you to use the excuse that you're too busy. Literally, there's voice memos. You can send text messages. It doesn't mean you have to check in at the same time, just some kind of check-in, but you can do it. You're using the excuse that you're too busy, and you're really not. You just don't want to put the effort into that relationship. Okay, now that I'm back from that, okay, talking to the friends and not the strong friends. Strong friends. This is my conversation to y'all. These are your friends. I know that because you put so much effort into it. You put so much life into them. Why don't you trust them? Why don't you show them who you really are? Be present. You don't have to do the work in order to receive their love. Obviously, they still love you. And honestly, this to you. So let them. You can fall. Let your hair out. It's okay. The foundation is there. We have to now trust the people who we provide so much love to, or it's not a relationship. Let's be honest. You are no longer in a relationship. You are doing a task for somebody. You're working for them without pay. And the transaction is you're hoping they're going to love you, but you're not even allowing them to show up and love you. It's about how we show up for one another. Because the time to show up for the strong friend is now. And I don't mean in a trendy way to check on your strong friend. Regularly. Not just once because you saw the ad. Check on them. See how they're doing. I bet you they have a lot more going on than you ever imagined. And on top of that, they need you. And honestly, you owe it to them. You owe it. Not because they showed up for you, but because you guys are friends. And your basis of your friendship is not one person showing up and you just giving the bare minimum. No, the basis of your friendship is equal partnership. Your season to stand up. You gotta let them. Because maybe they've been waiting for that opportunity. Maybe they've been sitting there waiting for it. So, anyway, timing is important. Timing for relationships is important. But this time for the strong friends, this is right now. You need to show up for yourself. And I promise, your friends will also show up for you too. I'm 95% sure. But you got to let them. You gotta let them. And if they don't, because it might happen. It might happen. With the strong friends, sometimes if people benefit too much and they take advantage and all that fun stuff. But if they don't, maybe this is your time to step away. Maybe this time is not the right time for you. Maybe this is not the relationship for you. Maybe this is not the space that you should have been in, but you have to try and put yourself out there in order to find out. The time for fear and to be scared is over. We're done with that. We're going to have the tough conversations. And we're not just protecting our friends, we're protecting ourselves. Okay? So, again, this is why we are the Strong Friends favorite podcast. And please put your strong friends on, because they need to hear. But before we leave, today we got to get into what is not in our ministry. And y'all, there is a song. So when you see my Not My Ministry on TikTok, there's a song that goes with it. Yes, I'm so excited. I know you guys are excited. So I can't play the song here because copyright things, but I'm gonna add it. I'm gonna add it to the platform, and y'all gonna hear it. And we gonna not my ministry, not my ministry, not my ministry. Hey, not my ministry. Wait, did I make a whole new song? Should that be our song, y'all? Not my ministry. Not my ministry. Not my ministry. Not my ministry. Anyway. Okay, what is not my ministry for this week? Not my ministry is being mean. Being mean because you are going through something. Just because you're going through something does not give you the right to take your anger out on somebody else. Just because you're going through does not give you a right to be nasty. Just because you're going through something does not give you a right not to show up for others. You can communicate. You know how to do so. I understand that mental health and things happen and things like that, and people are struggling. I understand all of that. But also, you gotta give people grace. We're not out here firing, just trying to hurt people's feelings. Let's not do that. Because come on, y'all, hurt people. And you can make the executive choice not to hurt anyone just because you're hurt. No. You can take that anger. You have the control. You have the capability. So we're not going to do that. Whatever you're going through in life, we take it on the chin because we are not blocking any blessings, okay? With negative energy, negative attitudes. We're bringing all positivity all the time, even when we're going through things. But again, not bringing negativity into a conversation doesn't mean that we're not going to say what we're going through. You can take up the space to explain what you're going through, but it doesn't mean that you have to be nasty. So we are letting go of hurting people hurt people, because why? Hurt people heal. Clock that. So anyway, not my ministry. Okay, so what are we choosing instead? If we are no longer hurting people, we are hurt people heal, okay? Because we are finding ways to identify. We are working on the things. If we can't go to therapy, we will find a way. We will find somebody, a resource, something. We're going to get the help that we need, but we are no longer hurt people. Heal, okay? And I hope y'all agree too. What is our challenge for this week? My challenge is for the strong friend and the friend of the strong friend. Have an honest conversation. And strong friend, take up a little bit of space. How much ever you're comfortable with, but take up that little bit of space. I bet you your friend will surprise you. Okay? So, strong friend, take up the space. Friend a strong friend, let them take a little bit of space and show up. Surprise them. That's my challenge. Surprise your strong friend. Strong friend, allow them to surprise you. This is the time that we change our relationship. This is the time we change the relationship to partnerships and equally yoked and all of that fun stuff that we talk about relationship wise. We need to talk about friendships. I don't think y'all ready for that conversation, but it's okay. We're gonna dive into it too, yeah, because the way people be like, we need to be equally yoked, we need to be equally yoked. Your friendships need to be equally yoked. And I don't mean monetarily wise, and I don't mean just so we can go on trips. Equally yoked meaning if I'm gonna hold you accountable, you should hold yourself accountable. If we're talking about one thing, you need to also be talking about that. You can't rag on me. Too many people nowadays rag on other people, and you be going through the exact same thing. Exact same thing. Can't. You got to give people grace and understanding. I think we got too deep in that cancel culture that grace had lost its way, but we need to find it again. We don't know everything. As much as we have receipts, let's be honest, there's always the back of a receipt that says the disclaimer. We don't have all the receipts, unfortunately. So we have to allow grace and patience and love to show up. I had to just ask that for you guys. So if you guys are not already following us on YouTube, on Instagram, on Tickety Talk, as the people say, it's just me. Please do so. Follow, subscribe. And make sure you guys tune in because this week we're going to have a lot of exciting activities. And please keep me updated on anything that you guys would like. Feel free to message me, DM me if you have any questions. But this is our time. So tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. They need Conqueror's mentality in their life because why? It's the mentality that conquers all. Wow, that's good. Ah! No, I'm just kidding. So, anyway, I see you guys next week and hope you guys have a lovely week. Bye, friends.